Hello brothers and sisters, I bring you this video message all the way from Sydney, and I trust that this video reaches you all in good health and well-being. Today I would love to talk to you about embracing change. Embracing change is like, well, obviously you could possibly transition to move you from one thing into another, and I could give you some examples of what change is. So change could be like to rectify a situation, or perhaps you need to create changes to be able to maintain a status quo, or to change the status quo, or perhaps you need to innovate something new. So whether you are relocating your residency, maybe moving town, perhaps you're changing a career choice, or perhaps you're changing a relation status. I believe that this topic is really important for us to embrace right now, especially with all of the uncertainty and changes that are taking place in the world today. So this is Devlin Tiki. I'm one of the success life coaches, mindset life coaches, transformational life coaches based here in Sydney. I'm also a member of the Master's Program at the Coaching Institute, and also the founder of the Path Ahead coaching programs. It's so wonderful that you're here with me today, and welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So change. There is a saying that through change or transition, we grow. And as we know, the world today isn't how it was a couple of years ago. And a matter of fact, even our own bodies and our own beings isn't the same as yesterday. It's called evolution. And change is inevitable, progress is not. So the idea with embracing change is to adapt with the change and go with the times. I mentioned that our body isn't the same as yesterday. So for example, we lose hair, we lose dead skin cells. Our body regenerates new skin cells every single day. Even seasons, even our seasons change. So the thing is about embracing change is to evolve with the changing of times. If I could use the current situation we're going through right now, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people are waiting for normality to come back. But you see, the world will never return back to the way it was. So it's about us being able to change, rectifying the situation. For some people, it might have been career changes. I could be a prime example of that. Before COVID, I was working in tourism, to the point I was working at the time, all the borders around the world started to close, and overnight I lost my job and had to embrace change. Here are some factors about why it's important to embrace change. As I mentioned earlier, change is inevitable. It will always happen. But sometimes people don't progress with those changes. And some people look at the change as the end, where really a change is a beginning. Here are a couple of more factors or tips I would love to share with you to help you embrace change. So whether you are in the middle of changes in your life, whether it's with your relationship, work location, or finances, I trust that this information I'm sharing with you will become timely to you and will serve you very well. So the person, let me just try to think what I'm trying to say here. The person most adaptable to change will succeed. So the longer you take to embrace a change, the less choices you have. So what does that mean? The longer you wait, the more the fear rises, the less your confidence becomes, and you start running out of choices. So it does require a bit of confidence and a bit of bold to make the change. I wonder if you've been in a situation that needed to be rectified and you didn't create the change, and then the pain that was related to that situation became higher and higher to the point your confidence started to get lower. As I mentioned earlier, change is not the end, it is the beginning. The longer we take to embrace change, the harder the choice becomes. So So it is about choices. When we understand that we cannot change anything outside of our mind, that is called awareness. You see, a lot of people are waiting for the world to come back to how it was, and to come back to how you used to know it, or how it used to be once upon a time. But once again, it isn't going to go there. Hey, I'm looking at my camera thinking I could lower it a bit more. How about that? There you go, you get to see more of me in this picture. So where am I at now? Embracing change. A lot of times there's uncertainty, and that's where we need to really look at why the change is important. We can look at what would happen if we didn't create the change. What would happen if we did create the change? Those are two good questions you can start to ask yourself. Fast acceptance of inevitable change gives you more choices. So the faster you are able to choose to create the change in your life, in your relationship, and the choice you need to make, the more choices you will have. I really wanted to leave this message with you today. I'm really embraced with it. And sometimes it changes. Our loved ones move on. Like our children grow up, they move out of home. Our parents age and then they move on. And move on as in pass away, or die, or become deceased, whatever word you want to use. And sometimes we need to embrace those changes of no longer having our loved ones in our life. And it's like, how do we embrace that change? Oh my goodness, like, it happens all the time, right? Before I do live videos, I have all these great ideas and things I want to share with you. And once I push record, it's like, all the ideas or all the tips or suggestions I have start to just wander off somewhere. But anyway, it's been beautiful to share this message with you. I trust that there's a message in this that will resonate with you, that change is inevitable, progress is not. Change is not the end, it is the beginning. The longer you take to create change, the less choices you have. The faster you are able to embrace the inevitable change, the more choices you will have. So remember, a change takes place where you need to either rectify a situation to maintain a status quo, or perhaps to change the status quo, or perhaps it is to be innovative to create something new. This is Devlin, all the way from Sydney, bringing you this beautiful message about embracing change. If there's anything in this message that resonates with you, I'd love for you to please leave a comment below. And if there's any questions you have, leave the questions in the comment box below, and I'll definitely make an effort to answer your questions. Today is a Friday afternoon in Sydney. It's our last week of summer. Beautiful hot day outside after having a very cold, grey, rainy week. So I just want to wish those of you who are in the Southern Hemisphere on the same time zone as me as a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend ahead. And for those of you in the other time zone that's a day behind us, I wish you a wonderful Thursday, and may you have a good Friday and also a lovely weekend ahead.